Hi everyone, thank you for coming up today. My old subscribers, thank you. And to those that are viewing for the first time or that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. And to my new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. Another tragedy has happened again in Nollywood. A life has been taken away amongst the Nollywood actors and actresses. This is another sad news again. A Nollywood actress who goes by the name Satanya has died. And her friend has actually come up to announce her passing away. This is another sad news again. Her friend, who is also her colleague in the industry, who goes by the name Debbie, announced her passing on social media and tried to say exactly what happened to her friend Satanya. It was revealed that Satanya died on Monday after battling with COVID-19 at the Yaba Isolation Center. It's so heartbreaking at the moment and so devastating. Also, she shared what happened prior to the death of Satanya. This is her friend Debbie explaining what had happened before she passed away. In a video she shared saying that Satanya had accused the management of the center of sharp practices while her friend was being treated until her death. This was her statement. I'm going to say directly from the horse's mouth, from herself. She is saying, please, if you know anyone who has COVID, they should stay home, self-isolate and treat themselves. They should not go to that Yaba Isolation Center. They are killing people there so that they can have numbers to count. Imagine they would come and take her oxygen that her family bought for her. They will take it and give to other people. It is the people that give them money they give oxygen to. People that bribe them are the people they take care of. They would come and collect her oxygen and give to other people. Lagos state government, please look into this. That place, they are just killing people. That isolation center in Yaba, these were her words. And she also shared, she didn't just stop there, she went further just to prove that it had really gone far, and even her friend Satanya had complained to her prior to her death. She had a screenshot of their conversation where she was still at the Yaba Isolation Center and being treated for the COVID-19. Debbie shared the screenshot and she claims that this was her chat she had with her. And this is what she said. She said, we buy our own drugs down to syringe. The only thing they do is bring the oxygen and na beg. I got one guy to be helping me to get the guy, and then they went to let me just read through what she's actually saying in the chat that she had released. She said that Satanya was telling her that they are the patient, that they buy their own drugs themselves. Even the syringe that they use to inject them, they are the ones, the patient, that would go ahead to buy it. And even for them to give you oxygen, that you would have to beg them to please give you an oxygen. And she is saying that somebody, that her friend or family member, now had to bring someone from outside to come and help her. That in that Yaba isolation center, according to what she is saying from their chat, that Satanya said they won't even let her take a bath because no one wants to even take her to the toilet to help herself. That if you don't know someone in the government, that's the way they treat you. These were her words in the conversation she had with the late Satanya. She said that all this is scam. These are her words too. We hardly see the nurses, talk less of doctors. Wow. So Debbie says Satanya will be buried today. It's so heartbreaking, and these are her conversations, the chats they actually had together. Debbie, her friend, had to get a screenshot and she posted it all on social media, telling the world how Satanya and others in the isolation center are suffering with regards to their inability to get the treatment they require, and also she even barely goes to take her bath because there's no one to help her to the bathroom or even the toilet. And she is saying they are the ones that buy their own drugs, even the syringe that they used to inject themselves, that the nurses will use to inject them, that they, the patients, are the ones that buy it. So what Satanya was actually telling her friend from this conversation is, if you are not a well-known somebody, or you don't have someone in the government who would stand or speak for you, that you will be left stranded there without any help. That they barely even see the doctor, the nurses, not to talk of the doctors. She was really lamenting to her friend prior to her death that this is what she is actually going through. And to make matters worse, her family had to buy an oxygen for her so that she can help herself with it and get a kind of relief and strength while she is still in the isolation center at Yaba. But unfortunately, even the one that she said her family bought for her, that they will take it from her and then give it to other people to use. And she expressed her pain and difficulties that she was actually going through at the isolation center in Yaba. And you know, in such kind of situation, it may be difficult for an outsider to come in. You know, everybody is trying to avoid being a victim of this coronavirus. For people that have gotten it, it's a pain. We feel it's such a pain to see people go through this pain. And so everybody, because people that have gotten this virus are in a lot of pain. And as a result of that, even if it's your own family member that has it, most times people can't even go close to them. They even stop people from going close to them so as not to get the virus as well. I'm sure probably that was another thing. Otherwise, maybe if she was going, since her friend said she was going through this kind of a challenge at the Yaba Isolation Center, probably a member of the family would have come. But she said they had sent someone to come and help her, but unfortunately it wasn't possible. They couldn't let the person carry on with assisting her. This was what her friend had explained. It's a pain, and this virus is really a terrible sickness, a terrible disease, and it's very contagious. People that are going through it, when you see it, you just feel so sorry because they are going through very severe pain. You can imagine when people can't even breathe. I'm just saying that who knows the extent of the pain and the suffering that she and other people are going through there right now at that isolation center. And the friend is calling on the Lagos state government to look into this particular matter, saying that a lot of people in the isolation center, they are really suffering. And she also said that there are no available drugs for these people, no available attention, that it's difficult for even the nurses to come over there to assist them, and even the doctors. The nurses and the doctors all around the world are trying so hard. They have really put in a lot of effort, risking their lives. But if this is what is happening in that particular center, it will be good for the government to do something about it. Maybe they need more hands. Probably they need more doctors and nurses that can stretch out to attend to everybody. Maybe that could be the challenge they are having there. And then probably for the drugs, maybe the government need to assist them more with the facilities that they need to treat the patients. It is not easy for everybody, but it's such a pity that Satanya has passed away, and she had a lot of lamentation, a lot of pain, which she had expressed before she passed. It's not a good thing to hear someone before your death, you had made a lot of explanations or reasons as to what may have led to your death. Once you hear this kind of a thing, you'll be telling yourself, if you're a family member, a friend, you'll be like, I wish I could help, or I wish I was there to help to avoid or helping this person not to pass away. This is what any family member or friend or anybody close to the disease would say when you hear things like this. But please, I hope and I pray that this should be looked into. If this is really what's happening at the Yaba Isolation Center, I think something should be done about it. Either they get more hands that will be able to reach out to everybody and then provide the facilities that the hospital needs to help and see these patients through. It's not easy for everyone. Like I said earlier, the nurses and the doctors, they are trying so hard. You can imagine probably there are lots of people there and they are trying to see how they can reach out to everybody. Well, I'm not there, so I wouldn't know, just making some kind of speculations. But at the same time, these patients should not be left at the mercy of their own self. In how to help themselves is difficult when you're sick and there is no one to help you. It's really hard, and especially with a kind of deadly illness like this that comes with pain, comes with different effects, side effects on the body. You can't even help yourself. So at this time, these patients need a lot of help. They need a lot of assistance. You know why it's so hard? Because nobody, an outsider cannot just go in. Like a normal sickness, you could invite someone to be staying with you at the hospital, sleep with you, bathe you. It's not like that with this virus, where anybody can just come and stay there and take care of you. So that's why it's hard. It's only the nurses and the doctors or those hospital attendants that can help these patients to recover or can help them at the state of their pain. And Debbie also said that they'll have to bribe these nurses to get help for them. So if you give them money, they will now get some kind of assistance to you. Or for the oxygen as well, you will need to give them some money so that they can get the oxygen for you. So you can imagine, what if you don't have the money and you're there in pain and you need help, you need assistance, you need this oxygen. So what happens to this sets of people? Or you don't have anybody in the government, or you don't have any of those big officials to stand in for you. What happens to those kind of people? Because definitely everybody there, you don't expect everybody to know the government, to know someone in the government, or to know one of the big officials, or to have the money. And like Satanya said, that they are the ones who is even buying their drugs. So come to think of it, they're also buying the drugs that they need, and at the same time, they'll now have to bribe so as to get the help they need to. They buy even the syringe that they use to inject them. This is really heartbreaking to hear something like this. And if all of this is true, honestly, the government should do something about it. I hope that the Lagos government would also look into this. And as much as this has come out in the open, then an investigation should be carried out to ensure that this is not happening, or even if it is actually happening, it should stop. A lot of people are going through a lot right now. The economy is so down. People are struggling. Families are struggling to even feed is difficult. Not now talk of having to take care of a patient that is in the hospital going through this. You have to think of how to raise funds to pay bills in the hospital, then to buy drugs and treatments for the patient or your loved one. It's really a hard time. So please, something should be done about this. An investigation should be carried out, and then an end should come to this. And all the facilities that are needed or required in those hospitals should please be provided. The government should provide this. If they need more hands, like the nurses and doctors, they should try and ensure that they are there. Nurses and doctors all around the world are really trying. They are trying their best. Some are risking their lives. Some are even dying in the process. They are really, really trying. Kudos to doctors and nurses around the world. They are doing a very good job. But in situations where some places they are not doing a good job, or they, like what Debbie was saying, you need to bribe them, please, something needs to be done in areas like this. Please, an investigation needs to be carried out so as to know exactly what is happening at the Yaba Isolation Center and all other places too. They should carry out a routine check in all these places where patients are being treated, so that if there is some kind of mismanagement or malhandling, if there's some kind of mismanagement of resources or maltreatment of patients, then it should be looked into and there should be an end to this. People can't be suffering like this. There's so much happening now. It's just too much. So something should please be done about this, so that lives would not be lost so fast and in a very short period of time. Losing loved ones, it's really a great pain. Watch your family member go, you will never see the person again. It's so heartbreaking and it's difficult to accept. It takes a while for you to get off the fact that you have lost someone so dear or so close to you. May the soul of Satanya Green rest in perfect peace with the Lord. This is another great loss again for Nollywood. Just how many days ago, it's not so long, when another actor, a young actor, passed. Actress, we talked about Foluke Aremu, who just passed, and her brother Stephen Olushola, who passed away just barely 24 hours. Within that's the range. It was not even up to 24 hours when the actress died, and then her elder brother also died, who is a coach, the basketball coach, well-known coach in Kwara State. And shortly after that, actor Lawson Jim also passed away. A few days after this death, Lawson Jim passed away. Not that didn't end there again. Few days again, actor David Mela, the young guy who just passed away, who's an actor and also a model, passed away just few days ago. And now we're still counting days, because it was just few days ago that actor David Mela passed, and there's another young actress again who has just passed away. They're just counting days. It's such a pity that people are passing away like this. Within the twinkle of an eye, people are just going. It's also such a pain for the Nollywood industry. You can imagine how it would be for the industry. They've not finished mourning the other actors and actresses that died. Now another actress has gone. So sad, so sad. This is even another painful one again, that she had expressed pain before she passed away. It's such a pain. I pray that the Almighty God will console her family. It's difficult to accept this, and especially when you hear the cry of your loved one and you can't even help them. You will be asking yourself series of questions. I wish I was there. A lot of wishes will be, I wish I would have helped her. I wish, but the circumstance did not warrant anybody coming into that kind of an environment to probably assist Satanya. It's so painful that the family will go through this, and it's so painful that she lost her life this way. I pray that God will console all her friends, other family members, and also the Nollywood industry. May God console them. As all these deaths are just coming like this, it only takes the grace of God for people who knew this, who knew them, especially close friends and family, that would accept the losses or this death that is just coming up. And please, something should be done. Once again, the Lagos state government should also look into this, because if this is truly happening in the Yaba isolation center, then the government should intervene and ensure that this wouldn't continue. Families can't be losing lives like this. These lives are important to everybody who knew them, especially to their immediate family. It's not nice that they would lose their loved ones within a short period of time. I also pray for all those that are going through one illness or the other, the coronavirus, that God should heal everybody and there should be a lasting solution to this particular pandemic that has affected the whole world. Lots of people are passing away every day from this virus. May God help us all. It is not easy. It only takes the grace of God for one not to see such a thing. Only the grace of God. Friends, please, if you have anything to say, you can leave that down at the comment section below. Thank you all for coming up today. To those that have not subscribed, please click on the subscribe button and the notification bell so you get notified each time we upload a new video. Once again, thank you and God bless you all.